when he was in his prime. As try and come through the middle, keeping the ball to themselves. Lovely pass through there. Unfortunately, that flick from Bernard did not go too far, but Accra Hearts of Oak will keep the pressure on. Flag is up. Wisdom was caught in the offside trap. Free kick to Kotoko. Opokuwari takes it. Finds Idrisu Yaya. It goes back to Idrisu. Idrisu slips but keeps it in motion. Akwafu will pick it up. Good build up by Asante Kotoko. Lovely 1-2. He gets to the ball. He sends in the cross. Despite the fact that he was going out, Samir J still rose to the occasion. Corner kick advantage to Kotoko. And again, we are seeing Bafez in his prime.
That was one dangerous ball. And one thing he's not missed has been his steps. He's always calculated it. He's been on point with the saves he's made. Samir J.
Throwing to Kotoko. They have an opportunity to get one back at Accra Hearts of Oak. Refuses play on no handball situation. Lovely dummy, but good recovery by Accra Hearts of Oak. Wisdom has got space in front of him. He'll be ably aided on his right by Bernard Donbote. You realize that Donbote has gone slower than usual. Wisdom still goes through. He's in the 18-yard box. He keeps his momentum. That's nice enough. Fans applaud. Of Folk looking for an opportunity to delve in the cross. Yes, Emmanuel Osei. Obuo, they used to call him back in his heyday, into the enemy territory. Wisdom, chance for Accra Hearts of Folk, drilled in by Osei Boateng to the rescue.
Interesting build-up, Prince. Lovely build-up from the Phobians over there. What's careful?
That's a quick take on by Kumasi Asante Kotoko into the 18-yard box. Can they make it 1-1? Oh, there's no support by the Guapo. Yes, he has been probing for a goal since the match began. This is his time.
Zali, I won't agree less with you, Prince, and that was a lovely goal. That did all the job defensively. You've been thinking he had that one cleared, but it was only half cleared. But that was a lazy run into the box, and just look at that Dankwe with the first touch. Unfortunately, he couldn't hit it again, and that was a beautiful shot unleashed by Francis Akwafo. Heart of Oak, I think they put themselves in that situation. They could have cleared it at the very first time of asking.
Kotoko have made a quick change. We'll just confirm that in a minute. But I see Osman Gambo on the field. And Accra Hearts of Oak will be making some changes of their own as well. One of them certainly will be a Bloody Morgan. Ibn Dida, the coach for the Hearts team this afternoon. I'm sure Bloody Morgan will be coming on. I am sure that Samir J will also be making way for Kwate.
It's like Donbote has been subbed off as well.
Yeah.
He's been very quiet throughout the game.
He's been very quiet. Bloody Morgan takes Donbote's place. Lord Kwate takes Samir J's place, all receiving the applause. What a game they've had. And I think coming off this Nanka Brooks, that's Kwate in your shot. After Accra Hearts of Oak, he went around for a while, and then he was in charge of goalkeeping for Brecum Chelsea. Fresh limbs needed on the field of play. Charles Taylor also says his goodbyes. And I think Charles Taylor's place has been taken by Wisdom Abbey.
That sounds familiar.
These are the good old names of the good old days. Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak. You mentioned some of the names, and it's clear to know where they're coming from and where they're going. Picked up nicely on a very intelligent chip there as they come forward. Daniel Nieje showing his class, lays on the pass. A Ghana Premier League winner this season with Heart of Lions. Oh! He had to stretch to his elastic limit, Kwate.
literally clawed that one out of the goalpost. Just look at that. But then an infringement in the build-up. Those reflexes, Prince, you've been thinking these are aged players. You know, you just can't fathom how they get it done. But just look at that. And that could have been another lovely own goal, like we saw in the first half. You know, that went in favor of Accra Hearts of Oak.
But Osman Gambo also did very well, got his head to it, and had to call on the expertise of Lord Quarty. Dankwe will go through the middle. He gets a return. There are options on the side. And the first option he will pick up is Obuo Emmanuel Osei. Good run forward by Accra Hearts of Oak. Clipped from behind in the process, Douglas Nkrumah. Bloody Morgan. Very quiet, very gentle player, Bloody Morgan, but gets the job when he has to. Lovely flick. And the Kotoko players are playing with a lot of telepathy. On that occasion, it was well read. They couldn't go forward. Accra Hearts of Oak have an opportunity, but then they also gave it away. Free kick advantage, says the referee.
For a second, I was thinking that would have gone in favor of Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
That was the earlier foul over there. I think I would have to agree with the referee.
Even the reactions from Amos Frimpong says it all. And that's Osei Boateng in goal for Kotoko.
And there's a push over there, and it's taking us back to the time where you can see a couple of pushes over there. That's typical Hearts in Kotoko.
Oh, yeah.
Even at the legend stage, and you would understand. Because we needed a goal sprint. At some point you were thinking, it was a slow pace, but I think the pace has, even elevated since we saw the first goal from Accra Hearts of Oak, and then that was what led Asante Kotoko to the equalizer as well.
What an atmosphere, what an afternoon for association football. The MTN FA Cup. Kotoko golden kicks coming up. Don't go away. Free kick to Accra Hearts of Oak. That's from Morgan. Still holding on to it. They're looking to fire a shot from a distance. All pushed on by Eric Nyako. Fighting tooth and nail for it. Still kept in play, but eventually is booted out into touch.
It's the first time in a long while we've seen Hearts of Oak, try clipping Asante Kotoko in their own 18-yard box. They barely have one or two or more than two touches whenever they advance into the penalty box of Asante Kotoko. But clearly there's so much quality in defense for Asante Kotoko.
Without a doubt, these are gentlemen who, on any given day, always blaze the trail for both sides. Osman, good pass trying to come through the middle. It looks very tight, but Kotoko managed to go through. It's an opportunity as they get close to the 18-yard box. Nicely checked in by Dan Quay. Referee says there was a little bit of pushing in the process. Or should I say diving on the part of the Kotoko player. So, for simulation, he will get nothing out of it.
Yes, that was a masterpiece. The art of defending brought to you courtesy Dan Quay. And we used to see those back in the day, just so easily been done. And just look at how he got it done. In the first half, it was a last-ditch tackle, to relieve Hearts of Oak off some pressure over there.
That's a good cross ball, brought down nicely. Can he get a shot on target? Hustled off the ball. He rather brings the player down in the process. And Josiah, I couldn't agree with you more. These are players who are showing how it is done. There's no need to rush. There's no need to gamble.
Not at all.
You control nicely. You get the advantage of your opponent, and then you're away.
And you'll be asking, has football changed since that time? Because I think they used to get the job done so easily. And these were stars that, football was so easily. It was an art for them, Prince.
It was. Douglas Nkrumah dispossessed, Godwin bloody. He needs the support. He won't get the support on the near side from Joe Louis. Joe Louis is clipped and he will get a free kick.
That was a good skill over there. When the complaint starts coming up, then you know that the frustrations will soon set in.
Not the best of crosses as it goes over the line, the baseline for a goal kick. So Kotoko and Hearts, the oldies, living it up, attracting quite a sizable crowd here at the University of Ghana. But we definitely are waiting for the big one, and when these older generation men are off the field, it will be the turn of the younger generation, comprising Golden Cakes Football Club and Asante Kotoko for the MTN FA Cup final. Who represents Ghana in Africa in the CAF Champions League?
Ubia, great.
Most definitely Ubia. Controlled by Wisdom Abbey. Solid pass through the run for Wisdom. Tries to outrun the Kotoko defense. Opoku gets the upper hand. Referee says the game should continue, and Kotoko will switch from defense to attack. That's a lovely pass to the middle. Wow, for the goal scorer. Oh, and he gets it again. Still moving on. He now needs the support of his players. He manages to get the cross through, but Accra had to for timely intervention and a quick clearance. Again, showing us how it is done in unique fashion. Unfortunately, the attack fizzles out. What a shame.
Yeah, and the tempers are beginning to burn now. Friends, you can see from the 50-50 tackles, the 50-50 dwells, and all that.
Lovely pass from the side of town. Douglas Nkrumah. And Accra had to fall, inching closer and closer. Wisdom Abbey, lovely flick, but well read. And Douglas Nkrumah has another opportunity. He fires a shot off the body of Wisdom Abbey.
That was a bad effort from Douglas Nkrumah.
Yeah.
That left-footed, drive. At some point, you be thinking that there was so much power behind it. Then it comes off the body, and
one of the faithfuls of Accra Hearts of Oak goes by the name Z Baba, sends me a text and says, Prince, it is as if we are watching Hearts and Kotoko of 2000.
We live in the moment again.
Yeah.
Friends. A couple of Dankwe's last tackles actually took me back to when he used to be in his prime. The good old days, like you said.
Amos Ripon keeps it in play, lays on the pass, trying to look for Osman. Osman goes down. Oh, the frame has gotten heavier with time.
I'm loving every bit of Dankwe now. I was thinking he's rusty now. Just look at that. Gets up on his feet again. And just look at that. The left leg. That's how you would have said it, Charlie.
Exactly.
Just look at that. He gets up again. The left leg just goes right behind the ball. Just protecting it. And that was class defending.
Well, he has risen through the ranks, Dankwe. I remember when he got admitted into the National Sports College, the day he arrived at Winneba, yours truly, together with a team of cameramen, were there on duty. And he walked into the National Sports College, and he walked into his room with a lot of confidence. I went up to him and I asked him, is he part of the under-17, then under-16 squad that had come to train for the under-17s? He said, yes, sir. And then I asked, what is his name? He says, my name is Dankwe. And the way he mentioned his name with all the vim, you could tell that this is somebody who knew exactly what he wanted, was serious about it. And together with the likes of Aziz and Sainko, they grew into a winsome young team.
And it's interesting, he translates that into his football, talking about his confidence and how, he is, and he's a commander at the back.
He loves what he does, and he knows how to do it and do it well as well. So Kotoko will pick up the pieces. Time definitely running out on this game. They would love to win to signify another win for the current generation. Let's see whether that will be possible. Accra Hearts of Oak have other ideas. Wisdom tries to open up the game, but all has been taken away from him by Amos. Just when they came out of the tunnel onto the field to warm up, you could see the brotherliness among the two sides. Some had not seen each other, and I overheard one of them say, hey, 10 years,
Interesting, 10 years. That's a decade.
Exactly. So it tells you that on the field of play, they may be fighting at each other. But off the field of play, they are the best of friends. Douglas Nkrumah's cross, nobody there to finish off. Thank you very much, says Amos. Through the middle now, here's a CAF Champions League winner, Daniel. Rose to the very, very top after missing out on relegation a season ago. He could now bask in glory. Future looks good for Ghana coaching.
I think it does. Prince, looking at how the legends of the game, the former players, are venturing into football, scouting, video analysis. Prince, everything that concerns the game.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that, we still can count on some of these players in the near future.
Slowly but surely, Accra Hearts will come close. They get the winner. Fancying a shot from a distance, here's Douglas Nkrumah. You'd have to put it on that left foot of his. I'd rather opts for options. And it goes completely off the mark.
That was good attempt. Accra Hearts trying to make the pitch a bit, expansive for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. You had about 5 players.
The gentleman who just had that shot, Eric Nyako, again, was one of the forceful characters for Accra Hearts of Oak once upon a time.
And President noticed that Mankwame is still on the pitch, but he's now playing from the left-hand side of defense. So, he replaces Netty at the left-hand side and also takes over the armband.
One of the few players who plays with a lot of dexterity, Yawa Mankwamriku. Kotoko come forward. This could be an opportunity for the Porcupine Warriors to draw the ball. How could he have missed? Oh my word. Kwate came out. He got that. Jay had narrowed the angle pretty well, and he was dead cue on getting the goal. But
there was some, Bolton speed from BAJ over there. Just like that.
He didn't get the full kick of the ball.
I think that was where he missed it. But that was amazing, lovely run from the center of the pitch.
He didn't kick the ball well. He didn't get a full spin that he had wanted. Hearts are lucky on this occasion.
Yeah, he tried to go a bit cheeky there, trying to think that one. I think the technique to hit that one over the goalkeeper was just lacking.
Hearts in total control at this stage. Douglas Nkrumah is looking to go forward. Fortunately, a faulty pass from Eric Nyako. Ablode now. Let's see whether Kotoko can show them how it's done. Beats one man on the run. Amos Frimpong gets up the pass. Akwafu comes in thick and strong. Well, he got a shot on target. He got a shot, all right, not on target, but he did well to make an effort.
They are asking all the questions now. Dankwe, the last man in the line of defense. Again, Francis Akwafu. He has a stamina as compared to the other players, if I should put it. And we saw almost every attempt in the first half from Asante Kotoko come from Francis Akwafu, and he got an equalizer as well in the second half.
Just if you ask me, Akwafu has, for those who may not have known, has been the revelation for this game, especially for Kotoko. Coming forward, joining the overlapping run. He's had a couple of shots on target. He's managed to get a goal as well. And so clearly, it tells you that if this is what they are producing above their prime, then you should know the kind of players that they were in their prime. Here goes Eric Nyako. He goes off and makes way for William Bejeke.
That's a like for like for me, I think. But then, Prince, talking about the output today from these legends, I believe you can do the math for yourself if you never watch them play.
Akwafu got it from Daniel Nieje. Not too sure what the understanding was.
I think miscommunication there. Daniel Nieje, went through the channel expecting the ball, but it was just a bit overhit by Francis Akwafu. And you can see they're still having the conversation.
Kotoko come forward slowly but surely. Here's Joe Louise. Nicely held in check there. A little bit of a heckling going on, but Emmanuel Osei, a.k.a. Obuo, what a steady player he is. He had a brief stint in Europe.
And And there it is, just to stop him over there in his tracks. And then he seizes control of the ball. And you know how he shields the ball with so much strength.
He gets himself out of trouble. Nicely done, without hesitation. Wisdom brings the ball down, and Kotoko would have the advantage as they take off. And every time Kotoko has the ball, you know that they're cooking something.
I think they need more promising.
Akwafu was a pass a bit too long. Cross came in the connection. Oh! Sublime. This is what I call a masterclass. Coming from the legend himself. Missed the first opportunity. Apparently, he wanted to do it much better. Second time of asking.
That's how you make up for a missed opportunity. It was a golden opportunity missed, but then what about that for a cross? And that for a finish, Brains. And tell you what, this is what you missed 20, 15, 10 years ago. This is what we used to see on a weekly basis. This is what we used to see when we went or attended matches like this in the Premier League. And just look at that, Daniel Mieji, Prince. I thought, he wanted to do it in a more difficult way. Maybe the other one would have been so easy on a platter. He thought this one would have been legendary, if you ask me.
Now he's gone beyond himself. Because after he missed the first opportunity, you could see the smile on his face. He knew exactly what was coming up. But look at the sweet build-up. They all put themselves into it as the ball went to the far side, and then the cross came in, a last ditched cross. But look at the athleticism of Mieji.
That was just a beauty. A sumptuous goal. Prince. And you might run out of words to describe that, but that was just wonderful.
So Kotoko managed to bounce from 1 goal down to 2-1 up. And it's an opportunity for Accra to focus on the other side. Douglas Nkrumah is brought down, trying to appeal for a penalty. It won't be given. Akwafu has switched over to the left-hand side of the attack now for Kotoko as Ablode takes charge of the midfield. So far, so good. These crop of players have definitely made a statement. And I think we should doff our hats off for the MTN FA Cup organizing committee, bringing these two sides together, reliving the good old days. Still to come, we've got the big MTN FA Cup final between Golden Cake and Asante Kotoko. Kotoko will come forward again. This time, hold on to the ball. They are in a lead. Albeit comfortable.
No desperation. They are not in a haste.
They're receiving the fans. They're receiving the applause from the fans. They're loving every bit of it. And this was how it used to be.
And you can
once
see
upon a time.
The leadership from Governor Bloody telling them to calm down, just pass the ball around. Just keep it simple. We are in a comfortable lead. And that's what they are doing now. Just look at that. Toiling.
Lovely pass through by Akwafu. It's an opportunity. Can Gambo get to it? He's still going, but he overruns.
Because I think the idea was quite clear over there. Dombote is a bit furious because they are toying with the heart of the defense. And just look at that. Shoulder to shoulder, and then gets it down over there. That was good goalkeeping as well.
But again, don't forget, he was shielded nicely by Captain for Accra House of Oyao, Amangwan Reku. Made it difficult for him. Yes, Douglas Nkrumah. The difficulty now is for Accra to pin or put the passes together.
And this,
at the moment, it's all porcupine work.
Exactly, and you talk about Gordon Ablade and his skill in midfield and how good he's been. He's been a pure playmaker for Kumasi Asante Kotoko today.
Akwafu pushes it on, finds Joe Louise. Opens up the game from one captain to another. Here's Amos Frimpong.
And just look at that from Godwin Abladi. Right after hitting that 40-50 yard pass, he runs closer to where the ball is, asking for the ball again.
Frimpong comes through, lays on the pass, but this time well read by the defense of the Phobians. Good recovery by Douglas Nkrumah. The Accra Hearts of Oak have less options. Too strong a pass for Agbezo to run to. I beg your pardon, for William Bejeke.
Friends, 20 years ago, that would have been a perfect pass.
It would have been a perfect pass. Indeed, it was a perfect pass.
Yeah.
It's just that wisdom is on the, or William Bejeke, I should say, is on the heavier side.
Exactly. So, same time, same pass, but in different areas. And
exactly.
I think the results will obviously be different.
Back in the day, Bejeke would have latched onto it easily. And Kotoko will rebuild from the rear. After that inability to save that goal, Osei Boateng has not been put under pressure. Little push from behind by Joe Louise. That's the bench of Kotoko. See the likes of Prince Edupoku. He was a darling of the Kotoko fans, especially playing in front of them at the Baba Yara Stadium. Crossed by Douglas, a bit too strong. It goes to the far side. Now this is an opportunity for wisdom. As are 3 players committed in the 18-yard box, none of them had the opportunity to get to it as the ball goes over the line.
The tempo for Accra Hearts of Oak has fallen steeply, if you should ask me. They were the better of the two sides when the game started. They took the lead a lot. I think Kumasi Asante Kotoko really kept it, calm, and they kept their composure. Did what they've been doing. It's always riveting to know that they were playing through Gordon Bloody, even when he was so slow. But then it's paying off now. He's really, reading the game. He's sending in the passes through the channels, and they're really enjoying his playmaking this afternoon.
And again, let's also not forget that two of the Kotoko faithful, in terms of Daniel Nieje, who scored that stunner a few minutes ago, together with Godwin Ablodi, are riding high in their coaching careers as well. Run for it, but nicely held on by the Phobians. Again, I couldn't agree with you more. Just hearts are missing in the game, trying to put passes together, but they almost always give it away when it matters most. Kotoko are playing with a lot of patience. They're soaking the pressure. They're getting the opportunity. Can they run past? No, they can't this time around. Emmanuel Opuo Osei says no. Yes, Douglas. Through the middle, that's a good pass. He's got options on his left, twisting and turning. Kotoko, making it very difficult for Hearts to have any opportunities. Running after the ball on the far side is Wisdom Abbey. Lovely cross. Bejeke got his head to it. Misdirection. Douglas with the cross. The finishing is not there for the Phobians. Eventually, they managed to win for themselves a corner kick.
And winning this game would mean a lot to the legends of Asante Kotoko. But they are putting their bodies on the line, literally, stopping every ball from Accra Hearts of Oak.
I'm sure the current generation of players, those who are going to be seen on the field of play in a couple of minutes, will be picking up lessons from how the legends did it.
That goal from Daniel Nieje, you have to pick that.
Pressure on the defense of Kotoko. Nkrumah once again. Osei Boateng goes in. Eventual header goes wide.
That was a huge miss. A huge one. I think that was the initial ball being cleared out.
That nicely by Gabriel Opoku.
Yeah, but that was good job done by Dankwe. And then another cross over there. That slide header at the far post.
Kichimensa missed. Referee brings the match to an end. And what a game we have had. Oh, it's been fun. It's been interesting. Lord Quarter was not really tested since he came on. Most of the job was done by Samir J. But what a goal from Daniel Nieje. Dankwe, superb as always. Ablodi has been the master that he all surveys. Tichimensa had played his part, but Akwafu, what a game he's had. Yes, they have put on weight, but the athleticism is still there. The quickness, the swiftness is missing, obviously. But hey, you can't take anything away from them. Bloody goes to the fans and receive their applause. And I'm sure they've loved every bit of it. This is a once upon a time story that is being told by these generation of players who almost always blaze the trail. You know, and for the likes of Douglas Nkrumah, who also made a name for himself of say Kwame Jr., Manuel of say, man they call War, like Morgan. These were names that on any occasion could cause havoc. Of course, and these are not just the legends that have come from these teams. There are others who have also made a name, may not have featured today, but hey, between Kotoko oldies, Accra House of Folk oldies, and thankfully Akopa, which is the Accra, the Asante Kotoko Old Players Association, and Akopa, which is the Accra House of Folk Old Players Association, have a lot of camaraderie between them, and so you normally or usually will find them getting together in these times. Let's take a look at the highlights of what happened in the game, especially after the second half whistle went. There was one-way traffic by the occupying Warriors, and that brought the best out of Bates. Sami Ajay went up, got to the ball, nice. And then the pressure was on again. But this time around, although the ball was going over again, you see the alertness of Sami Ajay. These are the little things that make him likable by the football fans. And again, another opportunity, sweet build-up, Dankwe to the rescue. Amos Frimpong dealt with a cross as he usually does, and see Dankwe put his heart, body, mind and soul into it. But then Kotoko felt that this was an opportunity to break through, so they came in hot and fast. And Daniel Nieje had the opportunity but missed the target narrowly. And that was a sweet build-up. Akwafu had laid on the pass very well, kept in play. And then the deciding stunner. And then the moment he got that goal, all hands went high. He knew that he had made his mark. Look at the quality of the cross and look at the precision. Partey was caught gaping, not having any idea of exactly what was happening. But again,
Etisa and a course so a University of Ghana, Legon, made sure the Legends a game, you know. No, and I say Asante Kotoko Legends, and I feel Hearts Legends, and I say Prince Anana, a commentary, no, Amaye. But Mamenko the boy, not the boy, and so into me and Monotofa and Famaye. Sanya Kotoko Legends, and Hearts Legends game, no, is he a call or the boy. Sisi ana de ntia enyan say omode legends akensi no aba ewiye kire kakra anase mayemfoni kakra eden ene course
ama yemete poina kwa pepio anamsa legend format no between the house support legend and if the commentary Asante Kotoko legend no akensi ni na apewiye ama eba ewiye no Kumasi Asante Kotoko 2, House Support 1. Kumasi Asante Kotoko 2, House Support 1. Ulimsa a House Support, and as a first goal, Kotoko official own goal, and a half for LED, and for many years, Yabino, and the last of a better son of Daniel need a change. On your better fans is a couple to the and a second half, and a better near J. And so I did the winning goal no. So at the mark, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Ahaya there. I know I tell me son. Share Kotoko place here, and then you are your own place here. But I think that, and then you also bora Kotoko place in the ball now the companion. When you go out to say there is a big defense. The rest of the near J pass on Mamano. On the football. Daniel need a J. Pass on Mama Wahano. On the ball, NFA Francis Apafo. I idea nay on the money was so far. Also go and say, yeah, yes, watch a very fantastic book. Now, for me again, so how do you kind of for me again? In fact, one book, me Canada, for me again, me, I'm answer for when we had one first now with him and area. No quality, but no quality as a water. For me, the more watching there, make my name the house of Canada. Apart from every Benjamin Asante, or who are the he is far better than I had to second depending on third depending now. We Benjamin Asante, you say, we Benjamin Asante, say, I've been telling you, and some years day, what don't go far. Now, go now, go to Panay, over maybe 2 goals now, and you're going to be at the Lord Cote. Already maybe 2 goals now, and what I to work a permanent honor, and I made 2 goals now. Some years later, and yet you're Obia, before I put Natinamu, and a FA. I'm going to say what I call, I had no much. Yana, I have got it. I didn't come out to make my council support a our birthday. My mom said, Hamza, okay. Now I am formally of Hamza Folk, and so forth. And a man of where the jail for 3 years, yes, I'm a brother. I'm not going to FA Cup 2, FA League 1. I have visited Salati. What's up for Pakiwano, and another name, or I am coach. Adama, Nana to catch my oil coach, Adama, this is and they this is a place or the Pimo, Adama, Kumasi, Asante, Ampa, what you have to get to one day, or this number, and if they are on it, assistant coach is anything goes to 1 and 2 things. I answer 1 and 2 coaches, and they are more accessible around the G and the carry Vito. Yes, indeed. I'm paying the same authority is a red devil. I am assistant coach at the Kotoko. Mr. Say, hands are paying. I am red. I say, on your rumble color bill, on your most color, and this bill, the say, no, on your purely red. Yes, the say, yeah, I want on self promo. And so, better. Let's just put on my head there. I'm about to put that on. One of the fantastic papa. Only than the near day, one of the papa, one of the papa. And to the vampire, they answer the pickup from the no comment. As a photo, I'm Master Thomas Steveno. One of my opinion and any comment, and so every after in a tip for. And more papa. Nice, baby girl, so hard, they used to say yes. A man of 1% of one papa. You must have been able to remember the baby. I was video later.
Oh no, obey Jumanina, I know be an open pass him. Open pass him, my downfall. And then I out to say. Anyway, the boy made us say, Nami and shall say with me, am I updated free hour? Thank you very much. Internet here for the boy, and I'm attending Kano all the way from Legon, or no, and I with me a tramponica cry, their chair, their a course, so Legon, a legends, a game, and I'll make check Kotoko legend. And Accra Heightened folk a legend. Ewo they could yen say Kotoko legend. It me share has 2-1. Wo now we share in Brantiana and I said legends here. And we affect Ibinim so ayana it do fitness like a crana riomo. Ewo but a beautiful goose and two legends no omutimi a share Kotoko legends a share 2 and a Heightened folk legends and a share bako ewo in some of the legend game no aba ewiye ewo sisiano yabo 4 p.m. na sisiano enche na mitra yede FA Cup final na nkasa ede up Bremo ewo Max 89.7 FM Max TV and our faces so your YouTube page Max TV Ghana match no ebe koso kama ewo ho mamenda ne mo kakra me ba na me de nyum egum kakra na afi ka beye sima kakra bia kick off no ebe den ebe keke na yɛde FA Cup final between Golden Cakes ɛna Kumasi Asante Kotoko game no ɛde mu no na mama callers na akonya kakra na ɔmo so ma frɛ na ɔmo de ɔmo prediction atudwa na afei wie pɛ na yɛde match no ahyehyɛ so what do you say